Hello, and welcome to another episode of Blood City, a Chicago by Night Chronicle. Last session, we finalized the core chronicle, The Sacrifice, out of the Chicago by Night book. This time, we're going to explore some other options, as well as some material and some new frontiers to explore. In fact, the entire coterie has changed up. This is going to be a whole new point of view. We're going to have Julene did not. She's in Japan right now, so we'll have a new guest star, Ryan, who's another Onyx Path storyteller. So let's go through and let's start with Ryan, and as usual, go through introductions. Introduce yourself, who you are, and then who your character is and your motivations are. So we'll start with Ryan. Thank you.
Before I do that, does my video keep freezing for anyone else?
Looks pretty good from here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to wave to see if it. Introduce myself and my character because they're two different things.
Start with yourself and then into your character.
Okay, so yeah, my name's Ryan. I stream from Onyx Path channel every two weeks on a Tuesday. I do content creation, as in like GM tips, and then how to put them into practice. Comrade bubbles everywhere. And then my character Dominic. You can probably tell, not American. I'm not going to fake an accent. Someone who saw the fall of London coming before it happened and decided to get out of Dodge as quickly as possible. And so far, America has been very eventful for him.
Great. Great. Now on to Nigel, playing his new character, Ben.
Yeah, so we did a last-minute change-up on my character, so we got Ben Borson, who he is a big biker. He's kind of rough and tumble, the lethal protector type of guy. And that's kind of what he's been in the neighborhood. He doesn't really like the fact that Cengiz in the Chicago area has been kind of picking on people, and he's butted heads with Cengiz a few times. He's a gangrel. Beyond that, he would like to get the street gangs off the street, so to speak. But he himself, kind of as a paradox, he himself belongs to an MC. So, yeah.
And last but not least, of course, Chris, tell us about Augustus and yourself.
Of course. Let's start with me. I'm Chris, also called the Primogen. I am the Primogen on Twitch, of course, Twitch and Twitter and YouTube, where I have a lore channel. And I storytell the Changeling the Lost campaign every Thursday called Little Brook Reunion. I am playing Augustus Svärd, who is a Swedish La Sombra, who, quite like a certain other Malkavian in the group, saw what was coming a mile away and decided to get the hell out of Dodge. He has done all the necessary requirements to gain entry into the Camarilla, including sacrificing an elder. At least I hope he has. And he's a little bit of a novice scholar on his free time, but he's just getting started, so he doesn't know that much. And also, I think I had this weird white flicker around me. I don't know if that's always been there, but
all right, so that is your I think the difference on your green screen from the settings I put, so maybe I can adjust that a little bit for you.
Sorry about that.
Is there any way to get your green screen a bit darker?
To get my screen darker?
Yeah, is that possible? The green screen specifically. The light that's on it. I think it's the there's a little bit of reflection that I slept at the non-filter part.
Just move the overlay.
It's a backlighting, I see. There we go. Oh, there we go.
Put it in between in the middle, and then it's like no green screen transition.
What we're doing, you've got me listed as a consensualist. I'm actually a siren.
Okay.
Oh.
I am not.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can change. Right. There we go. That should make it a little bit darker.
Okay, a little bit better.
And,
bear with us, folks.
Sorry about that. It's my bad.
I need to figure out
That's a little better. fading. Yeah. We'll just say you have a ghostly aura about you. How about that?
That's perfect. I will get
Actually,
that
Nigel, you just
LED
faded
lights,
entirely away. Did you just change something?
How did I do? No.
Maybe I did it.
I have options. I also have black for some reason. That's
You're
not
sort
on
of 16.
Let me check you out here. Are you two? Maybe I somehow linked the two of your filters. That'd be pretty interesting.
This is really... Huh.
There we go. A little more ethereal. Anyway, let's get into Augustus. You had to kill an elder. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, it's a complicated story, and one of these days, the little details about suffice to say, more of the combat. Well, and I handed me again through a series of complicated, very adventurous events. Chicago, where often that's how happened. I don't know detail. It coincides with that. Other rule. No chance of making it. It was really a necessity. The greater good.
I seem to be getting Chris to be breaking up a bit. Is that just me?
Huh.
It was clear enough.
That's unfortunate.
It is coming through.
Coming through for you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Tracer.
Let me see if I can free up some resources here. I'm wondering if there's anything.
This is region Europe, so that might not change.
Yeah, I can change my region as well.
You. Yeah. Do that, folks.
Please bear with me.
And in the meantime, hi, wife. I see my wife is in the chat there.
There we go.
Support. It counts.
Yeah, she's amazing. I don't know what I'd do without her.
I will apologise now. I talk with my hand, so I might hit the mic occasionally, which will result in one of two things: an ow, because it's solid metal, or obviously a bonk on the mic, which sounds terrible.
I do the exact same thing, so it's part of why I mount my mic so high, is my hands aren't on camera.
Smart.
Okay.
What if I do this? I'll be right back. Oof.
Watch out, Lysandra on the loose.
Ah.
Oh god. I just turn around and he's there.
Oh, how awesome would that be?
Perhaps this is a little bit better. It's certainly darker. I don't know if that's going to help any. Or is that just making it worse?
Oh, looks great. All right, so let's begin with the story then.
Of course.
So, you're a coterie from out of town. None of you really had a lot of time in Chicago necessarily. Is that correct?
Ben is actually from the area, but
You're from the
he's
area.
been away a while.
Returning home. You knew it would be safe. Or so you thought. Safer than where you were.
And I've just been running. I have no idea
I heard this was the city that allowed my kind to get a so I've arrived, I've established myself, and now I'm just going to keep low for a while to study my tech. Surely nothing bad can happen here in Chicago, the heart of the Camarilla.
So you've been hiding out in Riverdale.
Nothing going wrong.
A section of Chicago. You've been not really had a chance to find your niche. You know that you're kind of not wanted in the city. There's already plenty of La Sombra and other kindred coming to Chicago for its stability. And of course, the local kindred they want to restrict ways of the huge influx. The Sombra have been forced to murder their own elders to prove loyalty to the Camarilla. Others have turned towards the Anarchs, who don't demand such a high price. However, if price isn't paid, the Camarilla will basically call blood on anybody who refuses to pay the price, even if the Anarchs say they're going to protect them. Of course, there's many other clans that also clamber at the city gates. Although they generally don't have to pay quite as high a price, it's still not a welcoming city. You've come in contact with this individual, goes by T-Bone. He's immortal, but he knows the ways of the vampire. He's well versed and has worked with you before. He's called you all to a meeting.
Remind me again, T-Bone, your name. Is it from the stake, or is it just some kind of play on your own personal name? I find it fascinating that you would choose to name yourself after a slab of meat.
It's because I'm so juicy, of course.
Of course.
So,
yes?
You've been around. You've been back a couple times.
You could say that.
I think it's about time you paid some rent. You know, not cash, but we've kind of been looking out for you. We're keeping our mouths shut. The big man just wants to know that you'll be willing to play ball, and we'll continue to keep you here. Be one of us.
Oh, this would be extortion then, not rent. Only I
was thinking.
Put up with Archibald for rent, and he is a dreadful conversationalist.
Hey, it's just our neighborhood. We're
Which big
hospitable.
man do you talk of?
Hospitality. We've let you hang around.
I was under the impression that you were doing this as a favor for friends, but if you're actually asking for rent, then perhaps we should renegotiate the terms. But before we do that, do enlighten us. What is it you want from us, T-Bone? Vampirism? Is that something you're interested in? Because certainly I could grant it to you.
No. I belong to somebody else.
And who is that?
The king. Yeah, I know you all have those princes, but king's kind of a bigger deal. That's what I hear.
Well, the term originates from the term principe, which is an Italian word for lord, but certainly a king would outclass a prince in the British terminology, of course.
But
Does your king have a name? Or just
Dominic's just going to splutter for a little.
Well, some people call him One Eye, but I'd suggest you just refer to him as the king.
That would imply that I respect his I'm very sorry, Dominic.
No,
Continue.
that's well. If he is a king, what form of address must we use? These things have a proper place and function.
Well, if you're working with us, we generally call him boss. But if you want to be formal, like just call him king, your highness, your majesty, whatever.
Are you suggesting we bend the knee to this king? Is that what you're telling me, T-Bone?
Oh, we don't.
Are you coming to where we are staying?
We
and
don't do
threatening
anything
us?
on our knees. Don't worry about it. What you
I'm
need to
glad to
do.
hear
What does Jackson think of this?
Jackson doesn't need to know about this.
So it's a cowardly king.
Oh, don't you say that about him. If he heard you say that. Look, we just do our own business. We pay attention to ourselves. We're not hiding. We just don't try to get involved with the rest of the city.
I also think that we don't have a choice.
There's always choices. However, if you want to stay here, rather than make other arrangements, which would be amicable to, we
So
need
our
you to.
choice is meet the Atarkus king or move on.
That's it.
I say we meet him. I would like to know who has the balls to call themselves a king in the city of a Camarilla.
Well, if you want an audience, you just got to do a little thing first, a little proof that you're worth it.
I'm sorry, T-Bone, this is not sounding like something that would be an opportunistic moment for us. This is sounding, like Dominic said, like blackmail, and I don't take kindly to blackmail.
Hey, I gotta pay my rent
extortion.
too.
Extortion, of course. Sorry?
I gotta pay my rent
Repeat that.
too. You think I can just hang around in my own apartment and not pay rent?
Is it money you want? I can get you money.
One arm.
Hey, I'm not talking about me. I mean, I'm doing the work too, but
You want us to show some manner of allegiance, some manner of respect to this king of yours.
you're on his what do they call it? The domain. You know, this is his place.
I look to the scholar, the Sombra, who my character acknowledges is smarter than he is.
Wouldn't say smarter, but
Well, out of
education
game, my
does not
character
necessarily
has his intelligence is his dumb stat, so with
see.
no academics of any kind.
You could beat me in an arm wrestling contest, that's for sure. Guess what my dumb stat is.
Yes, with your arm. Anyway, he turns to him and he's like, "It's your call, Doc."
Well, I'm not technically a doctor, but I'm intrigued. I'm also very interested in why you didn't bring this up with us before now. Take us to this king. We shall see if he's worthy of our attention.
Well, it's a common tactic. You give the junkie the first dose for free. Let him live on it a little bit. Get a taste for it. And then you charge him.
This is a big city. I'm sure we can find somewhere else to establish our haven, but certainly. Let us go. Dominic, what is your opinion?
I have Archibald and I have just reached an agreement. I would not. I would like to stay to help him.
You keep
that means
mentioning this Archibald. I'm sorry, I have not met the fellow. Who is this Archibald?
Archibald is what is that word? My housemate. Of the
Of course.
spectral variety.
Perhaps you can ask Archibald if he approves of us visiting this king.
I could ask. I do not know if he'll answer.
Well, if he's here, I can certainly try looking for him.
He haunts my haven.
I see.
It was empty. I did not expect the reason to be a ghost, but happy circumstance. I'm a ghost hunter.
Well, then perhaps Archibald should be left to his own devices, just like this cat right here who's joining us in the game. At least he's being quiet for the moment. I say, as long as Archibald is not being obtuse about it, I believe he will approve of your visiting the king. If nothing else, you will help your friends.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't get out at all.
I can imagine.
But if we must see this king, this boss, so be it.
So be it.
Look, like I said, you gotta perform a small task for us first.
Of course, Juicebone. Tell us what to do.
I believe it was T-Bone.
Yes, I was making a joke based on what you told me before, pointing that out.
Right. Sure. Well, anyway, we got a girl that was working here. Blonde. About yay high. We need her back. She hasn't showed up. She needs to come back here. Here, you guys...
Kind, ghoul, kindred.
Oh, she's just...
How about a name?
Just a worker. Name? She goes by Michelle Jacobs. Is what she said. She says her name is.
Sorry, Jacobs something. What was her name?
Michelle Jacobs?
Come on. Where's my note? There we go.
Adding that to the notes.
Like, for you guys, I should be no issue. Should be no problem. Should be able to just, find her, use your crazy powers, bring her back, whatever.
If she is dead, then what?
Well, at least we know we didn't get someone running away and spreading bad news about us,
Good. Well, the night is young. Gentlemen, shall we move?
I was literally not doing anything.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Your enthusiasm is no.
Yep, just bring her back here. The top rung.
What did she do?
Well, she's still got to work for us. She's got a lot to do still.
What is the serving staff or housekeeping or administration?
Well, you could say serving stuff for sure. She's one of our hostesses. If you catch my drift.
I believe
I wasn't aware we were
I'm
staying at the
sorry. Are you talking about human trafficking?
Yeah, that's what they call it in the newspaper, don't they?
I kind of take an ever so subtle step away from Ben.
Ben, please. These things happen every day all across the world. There's really nothing you can do about it.
I have my opinions.
I take a step.
I leave the room.
Well, we shall bring this Michelle back to you, and then we will see your king having earned this right, apparently.
At a game, I'm gonna pull that dude into two.
Just two?
Which dude?
It was the top rung, right?
Yes.
So what's your decision? What are you guys gonna do now?
Do you have her address where she's staying?
I don't know where she stayed here. I don't know where she went. She got to come back though.
Then where is her room?
She sleeps just about any of these rooms here. Never really claimed a place for herself. We don't let them do that.
Have you been staying here?
How long has he been staying here?
No, I was asking if we have been staying here. This place is a dump. All right then. Well, does she have anything here? Anyone who knows where she might have gone?
You can ask some of the other girls. All they gave me is lip.
I'm sure. I will. With that, I will leave. Just really awkwardly, limping slightly with a cane.
Where are you going?
I'm following.
Ah, right. Well,
Cigarette.
That's a very short follow then.
Well, you do have a...
Well, Ben, anything you want to share with the group?
Not a big fan of the human trust. Beating
Really?
a human to death. Not gonna serve anyone. We want to take this snake down. We gotta find that.
And they're illegal and judicial.
I like the way you're thinking, Ben. We bring him down, we take over this king's imperium, and we suddenly have much more profitable business to run.
I turn to
I'm joking, of
with
course.
a smile and say, yes, there are legal and judicial ways. I will acknowledge they exist.
My insight is so... I'm like, okay.
Well, regardless. Sorry, Dominic.
Just where do we start?
It's a good question. Why don't we spread? It will be to inform us where she might have gone, or at least know one of the places. If she was staying here, there might even be something in the latest room she was using.
This is out of character. Would this look like the kind of place where there'd be a common area for the staff to hang out, or is it just kind of walk around and hope to find someone?
There's no break room, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
probably can find some of the staff. Yeah.
This place cannot be up to code.
I don't think they care.
I feel the best adjective for this place is probably the word sticky.
That's pretty accurate.
Disgusting, but so appropriate.
Oh.
Again, I have to ask, we've been staying here. We could really not find anything better.
I can guarantee my character has probably been staying over at the clubhouse. Like I said, he's part of an MC. He even paid background points for it.
I suppose.
Yeah, I got the impression that we were staying like in the block.
Right. Not necessarily in this
right.
hotel. This is just where he
right.
to meet him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got to run down.
I probably lived here and didn't even think about it until someone pointed it out. Yep, trying to recover my lost humanity. It's working splendidly.
Oh boy.
I do not think that we can ever get back that which we have lost.
Certainly not, but the illusion of it. Very well, who shall speak to the girls, who shall investigate the room, and who shall presumably do the third option, whatever that might be?
Tear him apart?
I was under the impression that was not an option, but if it is, then for sure Ben could use it.
It remains an option. It is a horrible option, but an option nonetheless.
I
You
believe
say
T-bone is still
horribly,
useful to us.
dismember the mint like it's a bad thing. Now, Ben thinks about it for a second. He's like, I can track a little bit. I'll investigate while you talk.
Sounds like a plan.
Dominic,
you're quite the charmer with the ladies, I assume.
I'm not a people. People scare me.
All right then. Well, I suppose I will have to do the talking.
I can
fair.
help if you want. I can
want.
interject and correct, but
Please don't do that while I'm talking to the women.
I will try. And kind of just look down briefly.
Is something the matter?
It is difficult. Everything has to be proper for the world to work.
Again, do me a favor and keep those opinions to yourself while we're talking to the ladies, and I can assure you we will engage in a deeply enthusiastic conversation about the matter later on. Now then, where are these prostitutes?
Hostesses.
Ah, of course.
Somehow I don't think that's the first time you've asked.
I'm sorry, I don't have to go anywhere to get what I need. The money
You have
work for me. Right.
So
anyway, I grabbed the first available woman and I just my dear. I'm sorry. Do you know Michelle Jacobs?
Yeah, she's not available now if you're looking for a threesome.
I wasn't, but perhaps later. However, do you happen to know where she is at the moment? I'm a friend of hers and I'm deeply concerned about her life.
I can't say.
How unfortunate. What's your name?
Jane.
All right then, Jane. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
You're welcome. Dad. He brushes your arm.
Not right now. I am on a very important mission, but my
I'll
room
be
is over
here.
there. If you... Brilliant. So, I suppose I'll just ask around, check with the staff and whoever else I can find, and see if anyone knows where Michelle might be.
And I'll, as Augustus leaves, I'll ask if they knew where she was staying last. Where her stuff might be.
Cut that.
While they're doing that, I'm checking for any signs that would lead to her. Whatever you want me to roll for that.
Roll for that. Either streetwise or survival.
I think I'm pretty good on either one. Oh, we're gonna do survival. What's the trait for that?
That's going to be
Wits.
yeah. Do wits because it's more about quick thinking than deep knowledge. There. Where would she? What would she do? Trace her steps, that kind of thing. The rest of you don't get a lot of information. Some people say, oh, she wanted to leave. Some people, a couple of them, don't really want to talk about it. They deflect, avoid. Like, oh, she doesn't work here anymore. Why does it matter?
Well, I'm certainly not finding any useful information here. This is leading us nowhere.
Roll, what's the insight? Roll insight, both of you.
Right. So how do I use the Roll20 thing? Because obviously you have to add two things together.
Right, you'll see the dice next to like your insight, and then it'll ask you what you want to roll it with. So roll,
Cool.
roll like wits and insight.
Wits and insight, of course. Sorry about the meows in the background. Do I add stunning good looks to this roll? Or do I not?
Stunning good
Probably
looks.
Nah.
Not for that one. No.
Not for that one. Well, I got a bestial success.
Well,
Yeah, you can
starting this
ignore
off fun.
the beast part of that one.
If it's a success,
Right, that cancels
it-
out its bestial, I believe.
yeah. It's only if it's if
there's
I
no
crit, it's a
successes.
messy crit, and if I had no successes, it would have been a bestial fail.
Right, you get messy crits and you get bestial failures, but there's bestial success.
No.
Yeah.
So 3 successes.
Yeah, you notice that some of the people that are deflecting might actually know more.
All right then. Well, the chump I will turn on the shadow cloak. +2 to intimidation versus mortals. I envelop my dastardly charming face and I just go, again, love, tell me where she is, and I won't have to become violent with you.
Can I help with intimidation by activating Silence of Death and just being completely, moving but making no sound whatsoever, being creepy in the background?
Sure. Add
Being a
like
weird creep.
Yeah, add like 2 extra dice to your intimidation roll, Augustus.
Right, cool. Okay, so that's +4. Is it charisma or
charisma
manipulation? All right. This is gonna be a lot
presence.
of dice. That's 7 successes. Jesus. That's a few.
All right.
Tell me where she is.
Well, you've traumatized them for life.
Good. Good. That's what I
So
wanted.
it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They whimper out. She took the bus. She's trying to get out of town.
Was that so hard?
Life is going across. Gotta turn my camera off for a sec.
All right. Thank you very much for that information. Now, go do whatever it is you do, and for God's sakes, take a bath.
I also try to verbally thank them, but Silence of Death obviously blanks it out.
Oh, so is that just you, or is it?
It's just me, but unlike
Alright.
other obfuscate powers, you have to make a lot of noise to cancel the effect.
Ah, okay.
Essentially,
now
the sound of a slamming door.
Yes.
Okay. Well, she took a bus. I assume there's more than one kind of bus here. Which bus did she take?
The Greyhound.
Number 24.
The only one close to here. Looks like we lost Nigel here.
Yeah. The Greyhound.
I'm working on getting it back.
There you are.
Oh, there we go. Huzzah! I'm back. Let's see if I'm still a ghost.
Welcome back.
Said she had family in the south.
And family in the south, you say? Brilliant. So what? Texas? New Mexico?
She was too guarded. She
Last
never
thing
said.
Joyful.
Brilliant. Right then, well, carry on with your business and we shall inquire at the Greyhound's office. They go pretty much everywhere, don't they?
I start nodding vigorously.
They do have their uses.
Yeah. Then let us go to the Greyhounds. Whatever that might be. Any one of you have a map of the city?
I start speaking, and then should wait for Ben.
Right, Ben.
Sorry, but perhaps we should wait. But there we go.
I was
Or
just
we go
gonna
outside
say
and-
most Greyhounds are near the highway end.
Well, then to the highway we shall go.
You got a vehicle?
Please.
I've only got my bike, but
I will.
Dominic, please. Oh, no.
I do not. Money is a problem.
This is not dignified.
oh Lord.
I will rent a cab.
I'm gonna take my bike. I'm not leaving it at this sticky motel.
Dominic,
No-town
remind me that.
motel.
Oh, sorry. Remind me that once I have some cash, I will have to invest into some manner of vehicle. Until then,
Okay.
I left everything I had back in Sweden, so I suppose that's my fault.
Yes, but you can't buy things with chocolate.
I take out this really battered notebook and a chewed pencil
Chocolate?
and just write down.
Are you mixing Sweden with Switzerland?
I think
Out of game, yes, I did that on purpose because my character is an idiot.
I don't know if that. Switzerland is a beautiful country. But can we please just go?
Yes. All right, I'll meet.
Brilliant. Off we go then.
You make it to the Greyhound station. There's a couple dozen people waiting for buses. Buses on the move, kind of a busy place.
This is horrible.
Suddenly,
Because of all the people.
It is as
Yeah.
bad as I remember.
Oh yeah, you probably a lot of things are out of place. It's gonna bother you
Yeah.
quite a bit.
There is. I know that obviously you've seen one of my flaws. Is there anything that I am compelled to count just scattered around?
Yeah, like gum wrappers, cigarette butts.
Okay. Unless I'm actually speaking, I'm just counting under my breath.
Well, while he's doing that, I go to the cashier or clerk or whoever's manning the offices.
I got a quick question out of game. How long have we been a coterie? Like, how well do I know his Dominic's mannerisms?
It's up to you guys.
I'm happy for it to be long enough that this is not out of character. Like, you don't think this is odd for Dominic?
No.
You would
Just
also
let him
note that
do
it is always Dominic. It is never Dom or Nick.
Gotcha. And names
let
are
him
important.
count.
My character
Makes him
actually would
happy. Oh,
respect
sorry.
that as soon as it's explained to him, he will respect it. In which case, when he sees you counting under your breath, he's gonna lean in. He's like, "Dominic, you okay?"
There's too much kind of tucking the cane under one arm and then gesturing with the other. There are too many people. I must focus.
Focus on my bike. I just did. It's
One.
clean. It's nice.
One. Ad infinitum.
Yeah.
Dominic, you notice that if the trash on the ground, if it's arranged a certain way, you're pretty sure there's a message in there.
I keep saying one, but then kind of like absent motor control happens when you're just not thinking about doing anything, and it still happens. The cane starts rearranging the trash on the ground, obviously with a hand attached, but.
So
Well,
make an intelligence plus. This is going to take a little while, but if you want to dedicate to it, you can roll an intelligence plus investigation roll. Solve the puzzle.
that's useful.
Next on Wheel of Trash.
Okay. should be more than
Wait, yeah,
five
that
dice
didn't
rolled.
that didn't work right. Oh, wait a second. I think I have to enable your API here.
Yeah, I don't think mine is enabled either.
Okay, let me check this.
Oh, you made new accounts, or?
I've got the 2 character sheets because he mentioned he
Uh-huh.
wanted to keep Ben around, so I've got or not Ben, but John.
All
So
right.
I've got the 2 character sheets, and one apparently has the API and the other one doesn't, which is weird.
I just remade Carmen's, but I can replicate it because I have it written down in my notebook.
You know, I probably should. I have it for.
Oh,
No, that is the right number of dice. Yeah, 5 and then 1 for hunger.
Yeah.
so you got 1 success
1 success.
total. Yeah.
Hey, you can always
Welcome
willpower
to the
a
cruel
reroll.
dice bot.
Yeah, I'd like to willpower. How do I? So those are.
Yeah, you can re-roll with willpower. That just rolls 3 dice. So, is that under
find the
willpower
right-
or is that under? I rolled 20
think it
just
was under-
crashed, by the way. So
It's listed on the character sheet right under willpower. WP reroll. You click the little D20 that's next.
Oh, there we go. 3 dice, please.
Speaking of
So
which, if
3.
anyone on Roll20 is
2.
watching, they really should switch that to a D10 when playing World of Darkness games.
So total of 3 successes.
okay, cool. Yeah, my whole roll 20 just crashed for some reason.
Oh, strange.
Yeah, I've never seen that happen. And while he's trying to solve all this puzzle, what are the rest of you doing? He's like really intent because he spent willpower. That means he's really intent on this. And he's like, no, this goes here, this goes yeah. So if you can act it
I've
out.
stopped counting.
Wow,
Yeah.
Well, he must be
Alright.
onto
that's
something.
huge for him.
I'm gonna walk up to the clerks and see if they have seen this Michelle Jacobs, was her name? Yeah. And describe her for them.
We can't give out information of people. Any of our customers, sorry.
Come on now. Do me this little favor, I'll be able to help you out. I mean, somebody gets rowdy, I'll leave my number, I'll come in and clean them up, no questions asked. Favor for favor, come on.
Favors. I mean, the bus station. We don't trade in favors. You buy bus tickets here. You know what a bus station is, right?
Yeah, I know what a bus station is. It's a place people go to get lost. Unfortunately, this is not a time when somebody has that option. And I say that with menace in my voice and turning on Eyes of the Beast to do an intimidation roll of kind of scare them into doing what I want.
Cool. Do the roll with that massive bonus you just achieved.
Massive bonus +2. It's my
That's a
one
lot.
social thing I can do. Oh,
Social.
Anti-social
involves-
action.
I can do this.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, I can do this, and I can seduce, and that is it.
That's
When it
all you
comes to
need.
What else do you really need in life?
Positive and negative, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
That's isn't that how Shepard made it through space?
Yeah, kinda.
just
For
intimidate.
Nathan Fillion.
What else is there in life? Come on.
Yeah. Let's use my 6'9" frame to scare somebody.
Well, that's highly effective. Cower into the back. Like, she's probably. There's someone who's been trying to get money. Gonna pay for a ticket.
She couldn't pay for the ticket. So, what did she do next?
Probably asking around for it still.
So she's still here.
The fuck are you?
Just a big brother that's concerned.
Some other workers are alerted to the odd behavior of their coworker. Start moving over to that direction.
I smile and say, "Thank you for your help." Start walking out to go search the area for her.
You know, Ben, it's all right to indulge every now and then. I can tell you're tense. If you need to destroy someone, I can make them just go into an alley, and you can just have your way with them. I won't tell anyone, I promise.
Bad influence. I didn't
Just
say
saying.
I minded. Just stated.
Of course. Well, if you change your mind, just let me know. I'm here for you. Well then, we know she needed money. Where would a woman of ill repute go to get money?
Well, in my experience, a divorce lawyer. And that was in character, because
Oh, Ben,
he has an ex-wife.
you make me laugh.
So, if you want to search for her in the area, do a how about a resolve plus awareness? Right?
I've got
This is your thing?
I've got 3 in each.
Nice.
I thought I had the investigation, but apparently I didn't.
True. 3 success.
Nice. I mean, you can still reroll and get even more.
No, that's
It's
enough.
just a point of willpower.
She's around the corner of the building. You just kind of like sniff her out, basically.
Makes sense. I'm getting growl after all.
Well, that was easy.
When I see the blonde, I mention. Crap! I already forgot her name.
Michelle Jacobs.
Michelle. I ask, "Are you Michelle?"
You see her. So when you see her, she's not alone. Making out with some guy that could be her grandfather. Like Ed is all gray hair. So
I don't judge.
as you announce that, she quickly jerks away. What? Get out of here! Mind your own business. The guy's like, hey, what's going on? We're just I mean, it's my granddaughter. Don't worry about it.
Ben.
Let's to walk away.
Oh, Dominic. Where's Dominic? Is he still doing his thing?
So Dominic,
I'm currently bothering a small child who is standing in the middle of my pattern, and then I realize they are part of the pattern.
our part.
I start rearranging crisp packets around their feet.
And that's your breakthrough, man. It was the child all
There you go.
along.
That's a secret.
Oh, I
You've
hope that
unlocked
kid
it.
has some grandpa.
Everything connected, and now in your mind palace, you see how A to B to C, and now you have a vision. This vision is this: you see this sky, blue and black, nothing but clouds. But then you realize it's not the sky; it is everything, and it's all rushing towards you. And then there's a pin of light beams right up to your face, and it's just this giant eyeball just staring at you.
Oof.
And you realize that if you follow the eye, you might never leave its sight. And you don't know whether that's supposed to comfort you or scare you. That's definitely some security, but at what cost?
So that's what I see. What everyone else sees is Dominic is suddenly very scared of this child that he's surrounded in a crisp packet palace, essentially.
Oh, Lordy.
Ben, remind me. I'm awfully poor. Oh, well, Dominic seems to be having the time of his life. I'm awfully poor at remembering the rules of our little association. A man purchasing these kinds of favors of a woman, would he be considered an innocent?
Innocent is very subjective. I think if they
Interesting.
victimize somebody, then they are not innocent.
I've been having a terrible day so far. Would you mind if I...
I look at the old man, I say, you have choices. You leave now alone or with him.
Please don't leave.
Oh, he's already gone. And he's got.
Howard.
I mean, you could easily chase him down. He's kind of an old guy, but he's you realize that Michelle still has his wallet in her hand.
Brilliant. All the problems
Puts it away
solved.
from him.
Well, he will live to be afraid for another day. Michelle. Michelle, you have
you guys,
been a naughty girl.
Hey, don't judge me.
Not judging, I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm the last person who should judge anyone.
Now then, why are you not back at, was it T-Juice? What was his name?
Something.
T-Bone. No, I do believe it was Nick. T-Bone.
Yeah.
Why are you not working for T-Bone at the moment, or are you branching out, perhaps starting a franchise, as it were?
Hey, I'm my own person. You guys better mind your own business.
Well, you are our business right now.
I'm no one's business anymore. Look, I got money. I'm gonna get out. He reaches in and he saddens that there's only 2 tens in the wallet.
Was
But
this king making you do things against will?
I mean, I work. Now I work for myself.
That wasn't a no.
Hey, I'm done with this life. I'm done with this city. I'm out.
I don't blame you at all. I'm not going to force you to go back, but if you give me enough information to play along, we might be able to get all the girls out.
I don't care about them.
That'll also keep them from coming after you. After all, they sent us, and we found you in less than an hour.
Yeah, but I'm about to go. I'll be out.
You're making this very difficult for us. I don't want to make a decision. Dominic.
No, it easy. You leave. I'm done.
It would be easy, wouldn't it? Like T-Bone said, if she's dead, at least she won't be squealing.
What'd you say?
I'm sorry, maybe you're hard of hearing. I said if she's dead, she won't be squealing.
Oh, hell no. She runs off.
Can I make a grab for her?
Yeah, sure.
Please do.
Could I hear that oh hell no from where I am?
What roll am I doing for this?
Okay, I'll start making my way over.
What's the roll? It's be brawl plus
It's either strength or dex, I think.
Yeah, she's
maybe?
not strong enough to really pull away from you. Let's just do. Yeah, strength's fine. You could do strength.
All right, cool beans. Without any of my spiffy powers activated, 4 successes.
That's upsetting.
4 successes.
Well, why is that upsetting?
I rolled 6 dice to get 1.
What was your skill splitting? Was it specialist?
Actually, I'm the generalist. It's 3 dots in brawl, 4 dots in strength.
Hmm.
He shouts for you to get off of her. Get off of me!
My dear, please be quiet, I say as I use my power of persuasion. I use Dominate 2, which is Mesmerize. So on rouse check.
You would do that.
Yeah. I believe it works fine against mortals without having to roll, but I do need to roll a rouse check.
Yeah.
And I gain a hunger, so I'm at hunger 2 right now. We didn't roll rouse checks in the beginning of the game, though.
No, we didn't.
Should we roll one now?
Nah.
Alright.
Give you a freebie.
Thank
Next
you.
time.
Great and wise storyteller.
Hooray! This gravelly voice is a little rough. I think I might get lemonade next time instead of a energy drink.
Yeah.
Hope I'm not insulting your proud nation's language, Ryan. But it's a fun note. Every Swede before the late 90s would be taught received pronunciation. I'm not doing that because I suck at it, but
received pronunciation is very staid and utterly boring to listen to.
It is. That's why I don't.
So she zips it, right?
No roll required against unprepared mortal victim.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't think so now.
Right.
I tell her to shut up, basically.
Shut up now. Yep, she's quiet.
All right, Dominic. Yes. Kind of back towards the child.
Show of hands, because I can sense that Ben has some conflicting emotions on this matter. I don't particularly care either way. Do we bring her back, or do we let her go?
If we bring her back, it says bait for. I want to pull that bitch's arm.
I like it. I knew there was a reason.
Is she willing to help?
Well, she can be.
I look visibly upset by this idea.
It's fine. She will not come under any harm.
I suppose if it is in service of ending something worse than her own servitude.
If nothing else, when this kicks off, Dominic, get her out.
I can. Just try.
Well, it certainly seems like
a
heroic
if you're feeling
endeavor.
a hero, grab other girls as well.
Hopefully that won't even become necessary. I'm sure this king person is some upstart anarch who thinks he's hot shit.
Well, if we want to make the prince happy, we just have to take the swing.
Didn't quite catch that. I think you cut off, but I think I got the gist of it.
Just to repeat it, because he didn't hear it. We want to keep the prince happy. We need to make sure the king takes.
That shouldn't be too hard.
I've been told I have a very punchable face.
Yeah, but Let's keep you pretty. I can take a shot.
I believe that Ben would relish the chance to jump in front of us. Well, shall we make our way back to T-Bone then?
Yes, let's.
Will you bring her on your bike, or shall we get her a seat in the taxi?
I have the feeling your little trick will give out the moment the bike roars away. So, let's see what we can do about having a taxi. Maybe you can charm him into forgetting what he sees there.
I could certainly try. I am getting a little bit peckish, though.
Well, we didn't promise the taxi driver.
Fine. Let's see about that. Let's call for a taxi then.
Oh, did none of us take resources?
I have $1 in resources.
For
I
cab.
had to drop everything I had to head over here. I think I'm still alive. Well, in a way.
On the run. Life on the run.
Yep, same here. No resources, just knowledge.
I've got a biker gang at my beck and call, and
You see a biker gang, I see a field of potential.
I gotta name those dudes for it's no real world MC mine. Yeah, but I'll name them at some point.
Right?
I figured since Cengiz, my adversary, is tied to the Latin kings, I should be back too.
That's fair.
There you go. Gang wars.
And I have the entire Malkavian clan, so...
Oh god, are you on the cobweb?
The cobweb update lore sheet is so cool.
Yes.
It is. It's real neat. Chicago. It can be found in Chicago by Night for those watching. Chicago by Night has a lot of amazing lore sheets. It's such a great resource. Highly recommend
Does an
it.
excellent book.
Yeah, it does.
It's an excellent book.
I especially like the lupine expert from there, and the cobweb is my second.
Well, as a researcher of the lore of vampire, I appreciate the Book of Nod lore sheet. It's interesting.
Yeah. There's also one, I think it's actually the first lore sheet listed. It's got the most broken ability ever. It allows you to Diablerize without the forced loss of humanity.
Huh.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, you also have the disadvantage of being strictly forbidden in the Camarilla.
Oh yeah, totally. But still, I know I'm gonna run into somebody who's gonna abuse that.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
And also, there's the great thematic for Chicago lore sheets, like the Capone gang. I can't believe that I haven't seen anybody try that yet. That'd be really interesting. Connections to that.
Night game has actually it's me to be exact. But, good times. Good times.
Anyway, so the plan is to get a taxi, put her in the taxi, and where do you go from there? Get back to the top rung?
Yeah, that's like a reasonable place to go.
Motel.
Yep.
I'm terribly sorry to ask you this of you, Ben, but you wouldn't happen to have any firearms at your disposal. I seem to have misplaced my gun, leaving.
You want pew pew or bang bang?
Look at my puny arms. Do I look like a bang bang kind of person to you?
Not with that, but all right. Actually, reaches on his hip.
You can be so clever when you. Sorry, what?
Rather large revolver.
Interesting, thank you. Are you implying? Well, you on?
I will totally answer that as soon as I.
Of course. Let's keep
Out of
going.
game, I totally.
Your character is just an idiot.
This is 2019.
He's a good-hearted idiot, though.
I will try and get Michelle out of the taxi before Augustus does or does not do anything to the taxi driver.
All right, that all works out then.
I will feed off the taxi driver. Sorry, what?
So that all works out then.
Yeah. I will feed.
Yes, for
Whatever we care
payment.
about.
You what do you do? Just dive in there? What kind of what's your approach?
Just pretend I gave you $100. I tell him, and I roll. What's that roll? Rouse check, and I gain a hunger, so I'm at 3, and I drink, so I'm down at 1. So
Here's $100. I'm putting you in a coma.
Yeah, pretty much.
take a little nap in your car. You deserve it. You made $100.
Yep.
That you misplaced somewhere. Anyway, let's keep going.
All right, I'm gonna wander in. As we're entering, I'm going to activate my fortitude abilities.
Okay.
Just in case.
That requires some rousing, right?
Yep. I gain 1 hunger. The activation of Defy Bane and Toughness activated without anything.
+1.
Yep, I'm up to 2. Good luck hurting me this scene.
Just hurt the bike instead.
Your ex-wife never loved you.
Really? You gotta go for the willpower damage?
You challenged me. I hope I hurt you.
Okay, so you show up with Michelle at the top rung. T-Bone's happy to see you.
And her, I imagine. Happy.
Indifferent. Oh, there she is. Yeah, looks like you paid your rent here. So
Now where's the king?
I'll take you to him. Give me a moment. I gotta make sure that everything's ready and confirmed. Bring her inside. Let's see. Hey guys, your motions for a couple of his buddies to just manhandle her back into the hotel, the motel.
And activating prowess.
All right.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
2 hunger.
Oh, 3.
3 hunger and very punchy.
And depending on how the next roll goes, I may.
Excellent.
Because I still have 1 combat ability to turn.
So, are you attacking the people
No, I'm not.
manhandling? All right.
I'm just turning on things that cannot be noticed from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is very obvious. Feral weapons.
You also activated that?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I
Ooh.
was just looking over at your claws like, oh.
He might be an idiot, but he's not that much of an idiot.
Yeah.
All right. I think I can take you over to the boss now. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yes. Absolutely.
Let's get it done with.
Right. Follow me.
I do so.
I follow unwillingly.
Unwilling.
I follow 2, of course.
So it was just the next block away. There's an old abandoned building. Used to be the main employer in this area, Chicago, known as Riverdale. Factory, back during a more industrial age. Kind of disused. Most of the entries are just chained shut. You see lights kind of flicker. Doesn't look like it's had a lot of maintenance recently. All made out of red brick. Get led down some dark hallways, and finally you make what's sort of processing.
How's the lighting in this processing room?
Dim. There's just one flickering light in a corner.
Perfect.
Are there any? I mean, I assume there are, but are there any guards watching us as we are escorted to the king?
You're escorted by 4 different individuals into this the end room. As 2 more guards, and then the king himself, who's sitting on a throne.
When we get into that throne room, could I try to see if there's anything detectable by sense the unseen?
Yeah, go ahead and make the roll.
It's actually automatic.
Okay. Then
sense unseen is wits or resolve plus all specs.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Well, I have to have a talk with one of my players then.
2 successes.
2 successes. You do notice that one of the guards not who they appear to be.
Okay.
The guards in the room, not one of the guards that escorted.
Okay, so like presumably a personal guard or something.
Right.
The light in the corner of the room, is it a light bulb, or is it something in the wall, or is it...
It's hanging from the ceiling. It's like a big fan lights.
Alright, gotcha.
Kind of flickering. It looks like there's several other lights there. They're just out, broken or out.
I'll stumble into Ben as we get like kind of stopped, and then just kind of try to draw his attention to that guard and say, not who they seem. Just quietly.
I nod.
Just kind of wait for the king, because it's polite to wait for royalty.
Welcome to my court. What is it you have for me? Oh, excellent. New guests in my... Or not quite so. Been around. Have paid fealty to me. I have seen.
This is the king entering.
This is the king's talking.
I am the king.
The king of what?
The king of this whole domain. Riverdale and beyond. You may address me your king, or your employer, however you wish. I know times changed. Calling someone king seems a little old school, as they say. However, those in my domain are safe, and I seek great champion. You have proved yourself worth something. Even better, you have proved that you can obey simple instructions. Something what was this?
That breath, fakes breathing to calm himself.
Please take your
as
time.
clearly, it's like a reflex action. Champions for what? A champion has a cause.
Your cause. Excellent point. Champions do have a cause. And the cause you would represent is the unity of Chicago. Too long have there been factions. The Anarchs run as rabble, the Camarilla telling people what they can and cannot do. I suggest something stronger. Something that can bring unity to all of the. He approaches the light, and you can see that he's horrifically scarred. If you knew him in his mortal life, you wouldn't recognize him now. Long scars, combat, apparently. Something's harmed him in a way that could not be healed by his curse of Cain. And yet he moves regally, powerfully. He's missing one eye, so you can understand how he got that nickname. However, his tone is regal, as if he was an actual king. Mortal years.
Is his remaining eye, this, as far as I can tell, the same color as the eye that I saw in the trash pattern?
You believe it could very well be the same eye.
Okay.
Are you talking about the Sabbat?
I don't
No,
think
of course
so.
not. No.
Even I'm not mad enough to join them.
We are not a place for fanatics. We are a place for strength. Take the best of the old ways and the best of the new.
I'm sorry, Mr. King. You must excuse me, I don't even know who you are.
Well, those close to me, they call me old. Those who do not know me often refer to me as the One-Eyed King. Those truest
See,
to
I like
me.
the symbolism. I like the symbolism here. Olaf implies you're from Scandinavia, you're missing one eye. I can really see what you're going for.
Thank you.
I don't buy it. What is it you want from us?
It's simple. I need confident agents throughout the city. I will give you safe haven here and vouch for you. My other agents will also vouch for you. That way, you do not need protections from any other faction. And you will find that I will be asking less of you than any other faction, and allow you to conduct your business unfettered, under my authority.
The devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
Precisely.
Fascinating. So you consider yourself a contester for the throne against this prince of the city, do you?
In a matter of speaking, however, I do not require the title.
You are aware that this is the largest Camarilla-run city in the entire American states, right?
Yes. In fact, I am very well acquainted with the Camarilla of this city in particular. They know who I am. They do not dare challenge
Interesting.
And what of the anarchs? The rabble who plague the streets like rats.
Yes, rats. That's an apt title. They could make great subjects, for they are strong of will. But they also need to fall in line. And by that, I don't mean obey some set of rules that's not necessary to continue our lives, fun lives. But rather, they do not spend their time just simply rebelling and actually try to make something of themselves.
That is the problem with the movement. They cannot be controlled because they cannot control themselves.
If you agree to it, I will be your patron. I will vouch for you in the city. Maybe, perhaps
Will
this
you
will be...
vouch for me when I turn Cengiz into a Muppet?
Perhaps. Yes. I think that would be an apt fate for him.
I do not know who this person is, but a puppet?
Muppet. It's like a puppet, but you go all the way to the elbow.
Always so crass.
That just I
It's for the education of the children.
This must be an American thing.
Oh, no one showed you the way to Sesame Street. Okay.
Yes, the Americans have many quaint ways. It is quite interesting here.
Mr. King, if you're familiar with the Camarilla, then you must also be familiar with their recent decision to allow the keepers entry into their folds. What is your opinion on that?
Well, you didn't ask me my permission for that. Very true. However, I never discriminated as much as they have. I will...
So you are fine with the La Sombra in this city? You don't mind their presence?
As long as they respect domain, as long as they do not interfere with the business of others, as long as they do not bring mortals ire, no issue with any clan.
I see.
That is good to know.
In fact, I see the murdering of elders as a barbaric price to pay. Now, obviously, some elders deserve it. In fact, many of the Sabbat elders deserve it. This I cannot argue.
Agreed.
It's always the price
One
to pay
should
for
not
everything.
be strung up and left out for the sun, based solely upon being older than somebody who wants in the Camarilla. One be tried, if you will, based on their own merits, their actions, their deeds, as opposed to just a happenstance of birth.
Ben, are you familiar with the workings of the Sabbat at all? What they do? What
I know they make great wallpaper.
The Sabbat has completely abandoned their humanity. The Sabbat does not care for the kind. The Sabbat does not care for their elders. The Sabbat care for only one thing, and that is bloodshed. I'm sure the La Sombra had a good reason to rid themselves of those too old and set in their ways to change their minds.
Doesn't that just scream what I was saying, though?
That they would do. But
it was on order of the Camarilla, wasn't it? It was the Camarilla who wanted the blood.
Yes,
Some were only too
but it
happy
was
to
those
die.
elders who committed the crimes that caused the crime, the call for their blood.
Well, we can certainly go all the way back to the original crime if we're going to look for who's responsible for all this, but somewhere we have to draw a line. Somewhere we have to say the great experiment failed. 500 years of revolution and it got them nothing. I say we give this king a try. I'm curious what he might have in mind.
To avoid London, we do need unity.
London, yes, that's a lesson. What do you say, Ben? Put aside your sympathy for these women. At least for now.
Thinks about it for a moment, and he's visibly, like, grinding his teeth, so to speak, is thinking. As long as they can leave when they want, I have no say. If they're here by choice, that's on them.
We all have a choice in life, Ben.
Not all.
Well, maybe not all.
So I will not make you swear fealty tonight. I will give you a week to make your choice. I'm more than
Awfully
understanding.
kind of you.
You're
We shall
quite
debate
welcome.
this issue and reach a conclusion, I'm sure.
You are welcome to. This is not to the king. This is to Augustus and Ben. You are welcome at my haven to discuss if you wish.
I think that's a good plan. I'll
It
pick
is
up the six pack on the way.
Let us retire then.
Sticky.
Well, let us retire then and discuss the issue, and in a week's time we will have an answer for you. King.
Yeah, I'll turn to the king. Thank you. I head incline of respect, but no full bow.
And where shall we meet you in a week's time?
Ebone, please inform them when it is time. We shall hold court again. Got it, boss.
Just
Hear that I'm your contact now.
it would appear so.
Our juicy contact.
Hey, you're getting it.
I certainly am. Very well. Dominic, lead the way. We shall retire for the evening, unless, Ben, you have something else you want to say?
No.
Okay.
All right, then.
I'll take you to the abandoned, entirely truthfully haunted house that is my haven.
I'm going to...
It seriously is haunted?
Yeah. It's like, my character's concept is Ghost Hunter, and one of the floors you could take for a haven is haunted. It's like, of course.
Oh.
I am going...
Ben so far just thinks it's part of your insanity, and he legit thought you were talking about like an alternate personality, you know?
No.
Who can tell, right?
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
the roommate was another person in your head that can't leave, and everything you said matched up with that thought.
Ben's gonna have a surprise.
Just because he's Malkavian doesn't mean he's seeing ghosts that aren't real.
Just because your parents does not mean they're not after you.
No, his clan Bane's just extreme OCD.
Yeah,
I'm
all
just
right.
playing on what I suffer from. So
Yeah, let's head over to your haven then.
What's the name of your ghost?
Archibald.
Archibald.
Never Archie. Always Archibald.
Of course, you gotta be formal like that. You don't know him.
Exactly. Although it is only a 1-dot haunting, so it's up to you if Archibald actually ever manifests.
Wait. We just left Riverdale to deal with Archie.
Well, I will activate Oblivion's eyes, which means I can see ghosts unless they're hiding. So I'm going to go ghost hunting.
Gonna play with the ghost?
I'm going to tell him to get the fuck out of there.
I'm going to order a pizza to his domicile.
Who's Archibald's? He's
to
a ghost.
Dominic's.
You might want a pizza. Archibald might be hungry.
Yeah.
I just might want a delivery person.
So Dominic,
You
can you
seduced the pizza man?
Yeah.
Oh no, there's no seduction.
Why aren't you a siren?
You can deviate outside as long as you don't have a prey exclusion. And I do have a prey exclusion. I can't eat children.
Which is fair.
Well, that's your loss.
More tender.
Very subtle on that. Anyway.
It's no vampiric veal.
Could you describe your haven, Dominic?
Yeah, so it's broken down, run down house in the middle of the block. Shattered windows, which I've attempted to nail boards over to greater or lesser success. Kind of it's set back from the road. There's stunted trees, brown grass, all the stereotypical signs of a haunted house. Inside, I've cleaned it as best I could because it brings me joy to do so. So it's swept. There are basically no cobwebs. In fact, there's a duster in every room. The whistle stop tour this is the living room with my sofa, which is 2 cushions on the floor and a table, and then the kitchen where the one kind of running appliance in the house somehow is a fridge where I just open it and offer you a blood bag if you are hungry.
No, that works better than the pizza guy. Far less violent than what I was planning.
I'm happy. I will share.
Wait, blood bags. You need iron gullet to drink. Yep, can't do it.
No. Okay, I'll put it back.
I do appreciate the offer, though.
I believe the saying is "Mikasa is Sukasa," complete with Archibald, who is I'm sure around here somewhere. And I kind of
he's over there.
As I'm holding up my phone, I look at.
I don't see him.
You do. You see him plain as day.
All right.
He's standing right next to Dominic, but he's not doing anything quite yet. He's just staring straight at him like a really creepy dude.
Can't see that. I hold up my phone. I'm like, if I order a pizza, can you blank their memory?
Yes.
Oh.
One of you?
No. I can, but I don't want to.
God damn it. All right, I'll pick something up on my own.
Able and unwilling.
Order a pizza, we'll do it. What?
All right.
And in the meantime, I would ask you to ignore the dripping coming from upstairs. I can't find the hole in the plumbing, and it keeps dripping.
Do we hear any dripping?
I'm gonna leave that up to Dominic whether you hear dripping or not.
Yeah, there's dripping.
Okay.
It's fine.
Although, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if it's actual water or if Archibald's just doing it himself. Because it's a traditional manifestation of a ghost.
Oh, God. Imagine if you were being haunted by a voice actor.
That could be fun.
But there is genuinely the
terrible.
sound of dripping from upstairs.
All right.
Well, this is certainly a
I'll just pick
quaint
something
little
up on the way home.
haven.
It was available, and
Yes.
I'm happy to share it with Archibald.
Brilliant. Would you mind if I stayed the night? Really much more prefer this area to the hostel I was staying at.
Of course not. The rooms are blacked out. The question mark is evident.
Black foil?
No.
Well, I have a few rolls left from when I was traveling. I suppose I could bring them here.
I've got a body bag.
So
Oh, we can use that.
Archibald
We just have
turns
to
to look at
empty it first.
Augustus.
Can I help you?
You just offered the foil.
No, not you. Your ghost. He's looking at me.
Wait, what ghost?
Archibald is real.
Archibald. He told you about the ghost no
Wait.
less than 5 minutes ago.
I thought he was talking.
There's 2 successes to see if I can see Archibald with Sense the Unseen.
Yeah, you get more of a ghostly apparition view than Augustus's Oblivion sight, but
That's fair. I expected it as much.
yeah, you
It's a
can
really
see that he's
strange ability.
facing Augustus now. Although he's standing right next to you.
I kind of just put my arm awkwardly around where he would be. He's here, Ben. But facing.
I turn
slightly
to
higher.
Augustus. I'm like, you mean he wasn't talking about something in his head?
No,
we are
no,
not
this
all-
is quite certainly a ghost.
We do
Ghosts
not
are
all
real.
hallucinate.
Yes, in a world where vampires and presumably lupines are real, yes, ghosts are also real.
Oh, I can assure you, lupines are real. I've dealt with them. But
Yes, I've
ghosts,
seen. Yeah.
that's just.
That's where you draw the line, ghosts.
You know
Well,
what?
I shouldn't judge, I suppose.
Apologize to Archibald, please. This is his house too.
Well, I didn't say he didn't exist. I'm just like surprised. I mean,
Well, he
Hollywood's
does.
done a number on making ghosts seem kind of hokey, you know?
That they are not. That they could be very irritating. The kind of eyes dart to where where Archibald is, and then dart really quickly away.
You know, with how
Well.
many people I've killed, I wonder how many ghosts I've. Not many of them died happy.
That is not something I would like to think about.
Oh well, Ben. I assure you, the 3 or 4 spirits following you they look quite content just standing there.
Wow. Out of game, Sir River Dark. You can't make a Muppet with a ghost. Nice one.
Need some dots in Oblivion to do that.
Yeah.
If you find a Hikata, they might, but
And somehow I doubt Augustus would let me taste him and to get that Oblivion.
oh no. No.
So the introductions have been made. I'm not that. We do not all hallucinate, Ben. That is stereotyping. That is crass stereotyping.
All right. I apologize.
Thank you.
He's gonna hold out his hand in where you last motioned that Archibald was, and he's like, "Pleased to meet you. Thank you for letting me stay." And he like makes a shake hand motion.
See, we can undead live together.
Yeah.
Archibald does not acknowledge anything that you guys are doing.
He's still
Stuff is
staring at me.
not all there.
So the business of the king.
I not very fond of having to bend the knee to anyone. Let's
No,
just
I'm
start
not.
there.
I'm not either.
It is distasteful, but there are worse things.
For sure, Prince Jackson didn't really seem like the most hospitable man, despite my show of fealty.
Prince Jackson struck me as the kind of person who you could strike him down, but then you're going to get it from every angle.
Connections.
Yeah, he is not the threat. It's who he's connected to. All those, well, forgive the term, lifelines. And if this person is confident or insane enough to think they can match with that, then they're worth taking at least a second thought on.
You see, the interesting thing here, Ben, that you're bringing up is that Jackson, Prince Jackson, he's a known element. We know who he is, we know roughly who his allies are. This king acts like he's been here for a long time, yet I've never heard of him. I'm going to assume you've never heard of him.
No.
That
All
makes
I-
it interesting.
All I know with the certainty of my clan is that if we stay in his sight, we will never leave it.
Is that any different from serving under a prince, I wonder?
The king may rule this city, but the prince is backed by the Camarilla, which is global.
And in extreme turmoil at the moment.
Suddenly, Archibald animates. He just bolts. He runs away.
I turn to head snaps to follow him.
Oh, that was interesting.
And you hear a knock on the door.
No.
Well, we are not here, I say as I go into another room.
Did you call for pizza?
No, I decided against it.
I'm just going into another room right now.
You want me to answer the door?
Please.
I go and do so.
It might be him.
Hi, package delivery. Sign here. Hands you a clipboard.
I didn't order a package.
Oh, you got anybody living with you? Maybe it's for them.
Hey, Archie. Did you order a package? I call out behind me.
Making a Actually, this either insight or awareness, either one would work for this particular case.
Wits?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Whoa.
Okay.
I'm gonna willpower re-roll this. Just 'cause I have a feeling this is kind of important.
The next one,
Total
right?
of 3 successes.
You can only reroll 2 dice.
It's showing 3 on mine.
Yeah, a real power reroll should be. Oh yeah, he should only reroll 2 because there's only 2 left. But yeah, whatever. This is fine.
Well, no, I had 3 dice left from the first roll.
Did you? Oh, okay.
I had 2 successes out of 5, which left 3 dice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but 3 of
then
them
it
are
works,
hunger
then
dice.
3. Yeah,
You've only got 2
that's
normal
right.
dice.
I thought you can re-roll. Can you not re-roll hunger dice?
Not that I'm aware of.
Don't.
Yeah, I think.
Actually,
you
no, I
can't.
don't think you can.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe that's a problem
I'll,
with the API, maybe. But let's just go with it. It's fine.
Okay, future reference. I'm totally willing to learn.
I should hope we all are.
You'd be surprised. I had a player quit a year-long game just because one time said feet instead of meters.
Wow.
Yeah.
You could
literally throw a
courier?
Thanksgiving turkey
The courier is reaching for a knife.
Oh boy. Yeah, can I do a rouse roll to activate my my powers and then hit him first, or do I have time for that? Or
Sure. Go for it.
I'm also concerned about how I poke my head around just to see the door.
and let's see what my claws.
I am in
Draw-
another room.
You're drawing your
That's
claws
with
out?
prowess running. Yeah.
Okay.
Tearing this fracker's throw out.
Says, I knew creatures of darkness! And he doesn't even have regard for his own life. Trying to thrust the dagger into you as you slice at him. So
So I succeed. So I didn't activate any of my defensive powers. On the plus side, this guy's pretty much delivered a meal to me.
yeah,
Yes.
who needed pizza?
That's very good.
Yeah.
Do I hear this commotion outside the room? Ooh.
Who needs
Wow.
pizza when you have altar boys? Wow, he has a lot of dice. All right. So, if I'm not mistaken, we just do our base job.
Yep, I believe so. Since there was no
Alright.
no defense, just stabbing at each other.
Yeah, I take 3, and he,
He takes 4 aggravated, right?
if he's mortal, yep. Enjoy.
Creatures of darkness will fall.
I'm definitely trying to see the door now.
I feel personally attacked.
All right. Should we?
So obviously the rest of you understands that there's someone shouting profanities at you, and imagine Ben's grunting a bit while he's fighting.
Yeah, more like a roar, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm heading for the door.
Yeah, I'm
Not
heading that
sure
way.
what I'm going to do because I'm not a fighting person in the slightest, but gonna try and help.
Does anybody else
Do
take
we
an
get
action,
to
or are you
act?
just looking?
Oh yeah. I see. Can I act?
Sure.
All right. How?
Is this
Just
still the
for
first
sake of
round?
reference, this haven, is it isolated? Are there people nearby? Like, is it in the middle of a neighborhood? How
There's
far off is this place?
I mean, it's not highly populated, but there's neighbors and stuff.
Well,
Not
people
out
are
of the
getting
way.
shot every day. I pull out the revolver and just fire at him.
Right.
Roll
Composure plus
well because
firearms.
you're firing
Yeah,
at me.
yeah. I know. You can take it. You're a
Yeah.
big
I
guy.
can take it definitely, but
He'll just shoot through you.
if he doesn't
Sorry.
roll well,
It's a Dex firearms, right?
composure.
Composure
Yeah,
firearms.
they made it
See, I had
interesting.
I had this question the game I ran, and the way it's worded, it seems to me that you can use any reasonable attribute.
Right.
They're just suggestions.
Huh. I would have assumed it would have been Dex, but 3 successes.
But
That
obviously, it's up to David.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
the-
trick shot or anything. It's just the heat of the situation. I think that's why they used composure in the example. It's kind of
Yeah.
like
yeah.
just making sure that you're pulling it off right and you're not just wildly flailing your gun around. Yeah.
There's also a matter of trigger control, not playing a whole bunch of things.
I can definitely see composure.
Yeah.
All right.
Enough time
Is
on
that-
range.
Is that going to
Composure
be enough
out.
to? Is that going to be enough to hit him?
Oh yeah, a large bang goes off. He's down, bleeding out, dying.
I'm eating him.
All right.
You're gonna eat him.
Revolver.
I'm gonna eat him.
All right. Rather than
Certainly was
gaining
big.
any
Bang, bang, gun.
sustenance from it, though, something's wrong with his blood. You're pretty sure you just sunk your fangs into a volcano.
Oh, fuck that.
Fascinating.
And you take
Truly fascinating.
yeah, you take 4 points of aggravated damage.
Holy crap.
Right.
4
Unless
points.
I can activate my ability flexibly. There is a roll for this. I have it written down.
you
I
can
have it in
also
my notes.
roll stamina plus resolve to power through its holy qualities.
Okay. First off, Hunger Gain.
Is this for your fortitude?
Yeah, to convert that ag to mother.
Superficial.
All it needed was one, I think, doesn't it? Let me double check this. We're going to be looking on the Fortitude Deny Bane, Phi Bane, found on page 259 of the core book. Difficulty 3 to activate it. Wits plus survival.
Willpower?
You convert a number of aggravated damage equal to fortitude rating? Is that right?
Yep. If I activated it reflexively, but unfortunately not reflexively correctly.
And it doesn't allow you to reroll with willpower?
Oh, I didn't even roll the right dice anyway. So
Wits plus survival?
yeah. No, wait, yes, I did. Unfortunately.
I mean, you could try to get a
Oh,
crit.
because it's a difficulty 3. Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
That's the only way you took
literally take a crit to do that.
and then it would be a messy crit.
Yeah, and there's I'm just gonna have to eat that.
Or not.
You're a tank.
So, 4 ag, biting, and the second it burns, I throw the guy into the ground. Well, we learned something.
Yeah, you can see his face is all like messed up down the jaw and throat.
Interesting. Can I look at that?
I may have people following me.
Ben's burned a bit.
I'm sorry that you got hurt instead of me.
Oh, so you just forgot to mention that you were being hunted by witch hunters. Is that it?
I thought I had
You
escaped.
were from London.
It wasn't in London. I was not in London. I was in the north. But when
Interesting.
I was so hungry when I landed, and it is obvious that I'm different when I'm too hungry. I'm kind of rubbing the back of my hand unconsciously.
Oh, you got stigmata.
and someone, I think they were following me anyway, but they saw.
Well,
very well.
Downside, I'm going to be healing up from here till our meeting next week. This is as I point to all the burn marks from everywhere the blood leaked down my chest and everything.
There is also a body to deal with.
Yes, I was just going to say that I'm terribly sorry about your wounds. I dropped my pencil.
Well,
but I'm sure you'll manage. You're a big man.
You hear a siren in the distance.
Yes, that would presumably be the police called after my brave saving of you. What should we do with the body? Do you have a basement?
So this is me. Do American houses have basements often?
Yeah, actually, we do, especially on the East Coast. The older buildings typically would have a root cellar. When you get onto the far East Coast, towards all the way over to the Great Lakes, it's very common to even have underground tunnels from the historic times of like moving slaves around and whatnot. I mean, it's not a happy memory, but they are there.
Okay, that would make sense because I have a postern entrance anyway. So
Yeah.
exit.
Also, there's Tornado Alley, where having a basement is a matter of life and death, and stuff like that. Good times.
So yes, this way.
Floor basement or concrete?
David.
I mean, it's up to you. It's your haven.
Earth floor would not be realistic in a metropolitan area, though, right?
That's what I was thinking.
There should
Depends
be
on
some
how
kind
old
of
the
code.
place is. It might have been outside of the original
That's
city.
true.
But
true.
yeah, I mean, whatever you
Well,
want. You can have
Or the
something
cells that
realistic.
built around.
There are certain ways of disposing of a body in other ways. I don't suppose you mind dumping it at the neighbors.
We'll say earth floor basement because then we can have the postern be like into some scrubland at the back of the house. It's like a tunnel that I dug by hand as a bolt hole.
Excellent. Well, as you clean up that mess, we'll have to have us all gather again next time and talk about the next steps towards dealing with witch hunters, secret kings, and crazy visions. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you very much for the game. Sorry, I am a huge dick when in character.
I enjoyed
Perfect.
Bye.
All right, thank you. See you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.